بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Once Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was traveling. A man approached him and he requested to join him on that journey so he could benefit from Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, learn from him and benefit from his blessings. So they proceeded on their journey, and along their way, when they felt hungry, Isa alayhi salam was carrying 3 loaves of bread with him. So they sat down by the bank of a river and they had their lunch. So each ate 1 loaf of bread. Isa alayhi salam ate 1 loaf of bread, and the person who became his companion also ate 1 loaf of bread, and 1 was left over. So they saved it for the next meal. Then Isa alayhi salam went away and he was answering the call of nature. Upon his return, he found out that the last loaf of bread was missing. So he asked this man, "What happened to the last loaf of bread? Where did it go?" He said, "I don't know." So Isa alayhi salam asked him again, "Tell me by Allah, what happened to the last loaf of bread?" He said, "I swear by Allah, I don't know." So they moved on. When they went away, Isa alayhi salam kept moving, and this man kept walking with Isa alayhi salam until they got hungry again. So Isa alayhi salam saw a deer coming towards them with 2 babies. So the deer came to Isa alayhi salam with his 2 babies, and Isa alayhi salam took 1 baby, slaughtered it, roasted the meat, and then they both enjoyed the meat of that baby. After they ate the meat of that deer, Isa alayhi salam commanded that slaughtered deer to rise, come to life. It rose from death, it came to life, and then it went away with the mother deer. So then Isa alayhi salam turned to this man and he said, "I ask you again, tell me by Allah, the one who showed you this miracle in front of your eyes, tell me what happened to the 3rd loaf of bread?" He said, "I don't know." So then Isa alayhi salam, he said, "Okay." They started moving again and they went into a desert. In the desert, Isa alayhi salam took a break. They sat down and Isa alayhi salam made a small pile of sand from that desert. And then he commanded that sand by the will of Allah, by the permission of Allah, to become gold. So that pile of sand became gold, into 1 brick of gold. So Isa alayhi salam divided that gold into 3 portions. And he said, "1 is mine, 1 is for you, and 1 is for the one who ate the 3rd loaf of the bread." So he said, "That was me." I ate the 3rd loaf of the bread. So Isa alayhi salam, he gave him all 3. He said, "You can keep all 3, but don't join me now. Don't walk with me. You keep all 3. So Isa alayhi salam abandoned him and he kept all 3 bricks of gold. After Isa alayhi salam left, he got mugged by 2 people. 2 people came to him and they fought with him on that gold. And eventually they agreed mutually that instead of fighting with each other, why don't we just each keep 1? Because it's 3 bricks of gold and each one of us will have 1. That way we don't have to kill each other, we don't have to fight over that. So they agreed on that division and they started moving. So they were all going into a village, and before they got to the village, they got hungry. So they decided to send 1 person. They said, "It's not safe for us to go into that village with all this gold. So we should send 1 person into the village and get the food for all three of us, so we'll eat here and then we'll just move on our journey. So they sent one person to get the food from the village. And that one person went to the village to get food. And while he was gone, the two who were left here, one of them was the man who betrayed Isa alayhi salam. So they consulted amongst themselves, and they decided that why should we have three portions? Why should we divide it into three ways? Instead, we should all keep this gold and divide it 50-50 amongst ourselves, and we'll kill that person when he comes back with the food. So on the other hand, when that person was in the village, he was buying food, he said, why should I divide it three-way? I should put poison into this food and give them that food. They will eat the food, they will both die, and I will keep all the gold. So now he bought the food, he added poison into that food, and he's coming back to these two guys. As soon as he arrived, they attacked him and they killed him, as was their plan. Then they were like, okay, now we got all gold to ourselves, we're going to divide 50-50, let's enjoy our meal. So they ate the food and they both died too. So now all three are dead and the gold is still there. So a few moments later, Isa alayhi salam walked by the same place at that time, and he saw three dead bodies, and he saw that same gold that he had given away. So he talked to his disciples. He said, let me show you the reality of this world and the reality of this life. This is the reality of this life. People will fight over something that is going to stay here. They will kill each other, they will die, and what they were fighting over will still be here. So this is the reality of life. Instead, if they had given it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it would have been better for them. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.